Hi, I'm Neil and welcome to my channel. This video is about a pair of FineScale N Gauge diamond crossings that I was commissioned to build for a customer's layout. This is the template drawing that I made of the diamonds. This one here is a regular diamond, and the two crossings here are about 1 in 4.0. This diamond here, as you can see, because of this curving track, has made this diamond an irregular diamond. This crossing is at 1 in 3.05, and this crossing here is at about 1 in 2.5. This is the completed diamonds, if that's any better. The customer is building his layout in N Gauge FineScale using fine tracks, so they have chairs on them, and I usually solder the track straight onto the copper clad, but in this case I've actually used etched chairs that the 2mm FineScale Association sell. They're not very expensive. They cost about £2.50 for 70, although you can soon go through them. These have just standard chairs. As you can appreciate, as you get into like these areas around the crossings, you have to start cutting them up and just putting packing pieces. I also went through, what I did was on the wing rails here and on the guardrails and these guardrails, what I did was I actually filed them back by about 0.1 of a millimetre, so that when the track is painted and these wing rails and guardrails are painted, when you clean the track, as in the real world, these will stay dirty and you won't be able to see them shiny top like you would with normal track. I've put isolating gaps in for the frogs. There's a pair of isolating gaps there and there. Same here, and the same here and here. This will allow the customer to switch the frogs according to which route he's taking. Building the track this way, I'll just bring this in a bit closer. You can see the flangeways here are quite fine, which stops the wheels when they come through dropping into the gap here. So they actually, the wheels, the tyres run on this bit until they hit this, and this is how they work in real life. The back-to-backs for the wheel sets I've set up using this back-to-back, and this measures up at, I put the caliper on here, and they come out at, I'm seeing there, 7.48. So if we gap the back-to-backs at 7.48, they run through there quite sweetly. Now for the proof of the pudding. Here I've got it's not very clear. I'll try and bring this up. I'm going to put the gap to just show that the back-to-back going into the wheel just goes in quite nicely, so that's gapped. So both of those are gapped properly. And the proof of the pudding, I've taped the track down with a bit of masking tape, and they're going to A, hold the track down, and B, act as a buffer. So now I've got the wagon on the track, and the proof of the pudding is, will it roll through smoothly? That's not bad. Smoothly through that route. Do that a couple of times, and it's not taking much. I hope you notice there's not much of a wobble as it actually goes through the diamonds. I'm going to try this one on this track. and just let gravity do its job through there nice and slowly, nothing binding, and no wobbling. And through this one, through there, back again. Not much movement of the wagon as it goes through. Now the advantage of making your own track like this, say the Code 40 looks a lot finer, even though even more so than well laid Code 55, but also you can achieve more complex track work like this, which you can't do with Pico standard point work. So I hope that's been a bit informative about N Gauge FineScale. If you've thought about making this stuff, don't be frightened, give it a go. Simple points, basic points, 1 in 6, are very easy to make. 10 plot is a bit of a monster, but if you just want to make plain points, it's not that bad. And if you want to make curved points, that's the next progression. So I hope you've learned something from this. Okay, my name's Neil, and please like this video.